Hi everyone. I'm back. I'm Lisa with Swanson Somatic Wellness. My last couple of videos, if you saw those already, we began talking about end of life choices, what you might want ideally. And I just encouraged you to begin to have conversations about what you might want, what your end of life might ideally look like, and begin to get your people in order, get your person who's going to support you through this. Talk to them about your wishes. Today, we're going to go a little bit more in depth with that. First of all, though, as always, I'd like to help you ground and get centered so you can bring your best self to this conversation, to this work, to this daydream. So shut down your eyes if you would like to. Notice your sits bones, your bum on your chair. Notice the small of your back, maybe on the back of the chair. Take a breath in through your nose and let it out through your mouth. It can be an audible sigh, it can be just the breath out. Well, let's do that again. You're here now. You're settling into this moment, this time that you've chosen to show up for yourself, to be here, to do uncomfortable things. Another breath in. Noticing your shoulders drop maybe when you do the exhale. From your bum on the chair, I'm going to invite you to notice the backs of your thighs on the chair, rooting into the chair, the strength of the chair. You are supported here. Notice your calves, the back of your calves. And then feel your feet on the floor. Notice the balls of your feet, the heels of your feet, either in your shoe, inside of your shoe, or directly on the floor. Let your feet be heavy. Let your feet be supported by the floor. Imagining your feet growing roots into Mother Earth. Wonderful. When you're ready, you can blink open your eyes. Today will probably be a shorter video. Last 2 weeks, we got our journals out, our pens and paper, and we really began to picture and describe all the things, the details we might wish for ourselves at our end of life, who might be surrounding us, what that space might look like, whether it's in a hospital or whether it's at home, what kind of pain measures we would prefer, what kind of tools we might have in our tool belt that we can rely on. We might need to be reminded of them. So the next step to this would be filling out your Advanced Healthcare Directives, which is a legally binding document. The doctors and nurses should adhere to. Your person, your power of attorney, your anamkara, whoever your person is that you've chosen to advocate for you will also use this document. Remember, that person may be your spouse, but it also may not be. It's going to be whoever you truly believe can support you through this and follow your wishes and not theirs. That's a tough role. So if you've been on my website, there's a link there. So if you've been on my website, which is swansonsomaticwellness.com, you can get the link to the California Advanced Healthcare Directive there. You can also just Google it. And if you're not in California where I am, then you can just Google your state and you should be able to easily find your resources, your healthcare directive. And based on the thought process you've been through from my other videos, you're going to begin to fill out this form. You're going to know, do you want a do not resuscitate order? Do not. You can fill in the lines. You can put in as much detail as you want around what that life support looks like to you if you do want life support. You can write about the levels of pain medication you're open to. You can write, give me everything. You can write just the bare minimum. You're going to write the names of your person or your people. You want to have a backup person in case your first person is not available. You're just going to fill out this form. It's scary. It's not as scary as it looks. I mean, I know this topic is a touchy one and it's a tender one, and that can make this form feel even more intimidating. I know so many people that put this off, and put this off. And I'm just encouraging you to not put it off, because if you're in the situation where you need advocacy and decisions have to be made, you want your loved ones to know what you would have wanted for your end of life, for you, but also for them, because you want your loved ones to be able to spend the time with you and to spend their time grieving and not worrying and stressing about and having to make difficult decisions. They're not going to have to make those difficult decisions on their own, because you're going to have set it up really clearly for them. So I'm pausing a lot and I'm going real slow here because I'm hoping that you're filling out the form with me sitting here holding space for you. If you're not, that's okay too. You can fill it out with a friend or your spouse or a relative. You can either have two witnesses sign this form. You'll see the spot for the two witnesses. Or you can get it notarized if you don't have two witnesses with you. And then you're going to put this form in a safe place. I recommend having a file, even called death file. That's what I have. I have a accordion type file that just says death file, and I just put all my papers in there. My kids know where it is. My relatives know where it is. Because I want to make it real easy for them. I know we never know what kind of end of life we're gonna actually get, but if I have a choice and if I can be intentional about it, then I want it to be clear and smooth, really, for my loved ones. That's my personal opinion. What I'm doing here and what my job as a death doula and midwife is to get you thinking about it, talking about it, maybe a little more comfortable about it. holding lots of love, holding lots of space for you here. There's also a link on my website to the Dementia Healthcare Directive, which is a whole nother topic, but I invite you to check that out, start to familiarize yourself with that, and there'll be more information coming on that. I hope to see you soon.